Okay, so this is exciting.
Yeah.
You brought me out into your
The
foyer,
foyer,
into your
yeah.
entrance, and allowed me to see one of the pieces
Yeah.
that we were talking about.
Right. Well, I'm
So
a family first person, like my family comes first in my life, and this is one of my brother's paintings. It's an oil painting of the Brooklyn Bridge. So my brother gifted me this, years ago, and I wanted to like put it out in the hallways because it's like one of the first things where people see, and I wanted it to be the only piece here. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, but come on in, I'll show you some
Yeah,
more
let's do it.
works.
So,
This is a piece. This was a friend of mine. He passed away. His name is Mansell Rivers. His wife and I are still friends. His widow, and he's a painter. He used to live in L.A. And I used to stay in their home a lot when I would go for the Grammys. I always stay with them. And this painting is it's the Egyptian scarab, which sort of represents fertility. So
it's nice to have that as your focal point. Yes,
because a lot of creatives come here, so fertility kind of like touches the spirit when you walk in. These are some photographs that were done by a photographer friend. I used to write a lot of music for a lot of artists in London, in Britain. And so this is a black British photographer who's actually shot a lot of members of the royal family over the years. And his name is Robert Taylor. He does people's portraits all over the world. So I met him at a party. I didn't know he was just this big important. I said, "Oh, you should take my picture tomorrow." And he said, "Oh, let's do it." And my friends in London are like, "How is Robert Taylor taking your picture tomorrow?" And I'm like, then I get them like it's this big, nice, really studio. So I said, "Oh my goodness, I'm sorry I didn't like know who you were." And he said, "Why did you just accept? Why did you just?" He said, "Because I love New Yorkers because they ask for what they want."
Yeah.
And him and I became good friends. We've been hanging out.
It's so beautiful that you have this sitting right over your piano.
Yeah.
And this is usually where people just are like, "Can you just play?" And so you said, "Can you just take my pictures?" And that goes together.
Right. And then these images like from the shoot, because there was many images, but it was hard to. There were such good photos. It was hard to pick just the one. But I think they're like they represent for me, like, this is kind of like me, the writer, like the thoughtful part of me. I think that's like me, the singer, like represents the joy I feel when I'm singing. And this is like kind of the part of me that's like the producer or the vocal coach. Like when I see somebody else's that talent in them, and I can see myself like bringing it out of them. So like these are kind of like the three.
Like the trinity of growth.
It's like the trinity of my creativity.
Right. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Love it.
And Robert also did portraits of my parents. Those are my parents.
Okay.
He did on the trips. He did their portraits as well.
Nice.
In this room, I have a lot of Brooklyn artists featured. This is Danny Simmons's one of Danny Simmons's pages called Jazz Musician. That's a gift that he gave me when I interviewed him years ago when I was at Essence. He gave this to me as a gift. This is a piece called 15 Mouths by Lorna Simpson, who's a really accomplished, well-known black woman photographer and a neighbor. That was a gift. Thank you. Gifts. I love a good gift. And this is Glenn Lagan, and he's also an artist that when Obama was put in office, he was one of the artists that Obama decided to bring to the White House Permanent Collection. And he used to live in Fort Greene. I'm not sure where he's living now. And this is a James Baldwin quote: "Something in me wondered what will happen to all the beauty." And then this is a photograph. This was also a gift. Another friend of mine, Michelle Agins, who's a Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer from the New York Times. Years ago, I had a party, and she was invited as a guest, a friend of a friend, and she came and she gifted me this photograph, and that's a portrait of at a dinner party of James Baldwin. So when she was coming to my dinner party, she gave me that as a gift, so which was a beautiful gift. So and then this is a painting called Hunger, actually. And years ago when I was recording some music at Dallas Austin's recording studio in Atlanta, he used to, in his studio, show a lot of visual artists. And I was really drawn to this painting, and it's called Hunger. And I just always have it here in my kitchen, because it's like just to as a way of being thankful that I have food, not just for myself, but I have nourishment for others when people come. I'm a Jamaican. We always, you come over, we have to try to feed you somehow. But also not just literal food, but, spiritual food. And just, it's like a reminder for me that I'm blessed and I can be a blessing too. So that's, it's just some of the art and what it means in this house.
You're now watching We Talking TV. Shout out to all of our sponsors: Candy Boo, Milk Apparel, Shandy Seasoning, Adrian Hayes Classic, and Marion Hayes. Thank you for tuning in.